All right, man. We back. I know it's been a minute, but it's the Real Camden Podcast. It's your host, Kobe Boykin. Got my co-host with me, Jalen J Dub the Bows. And we got a guy with us, man. A real Camden boy. Grew up with him. We go way back, man. Head coach of the Mcbee Panthers. This is Zyrique Bradford. Appreciate you popping up on this. How you doing?
Bro, I appreciate y'all having me. I'm doing real good, man. Doing real good. It's been busy grinding, but can't complain, bro.
For sure, for sure, for sure. So, when did you get the job? When did you know you were going to, be a head coach at McBee?
Well, really unexpectedly, I wasn't really looking for another job. I had already told myself I was gonna be playing at the middle school for a little while because I'm having fun. We just had a good year. Went 13-3, 14-2, something like that. Had a good year, so I wasn't really expecting to leave the middle school, after the year. But we had a good year like that. People was calling me. I had about 3 high school jobs that came my way straight after the season was over. And McBee just kind of fell in my lap. It kind of was. I felt good with it. Up the road from the house, not too far, so I ain't had to move and kind of relocate nowhere else. So, I knew about end of March, I was gonna be taking the job at McBee.
Reek, talk about, man, how you figured out basketball coaching was your calling so early. Like I said, man, you was in high school, man. You already knew. It seemed like you already knew the direction you wanted to go to. You was passionate and you was confident in it too. More than likely, like you telling everybody, like, yeah, I'm going this way with it. And to see it come over these past couple of years and it's going strong, like, how did you know?
Man, really, I got this slang, this slogan that I say all the time. I put under all my posts, hashtag be different. I always wanted to do different things. Everybody wanted to go play college ball. Everybody wanted to play, be a college athlete. I knew I wasn't athletically enough to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I loved the game. I knew I had a coach's mind. I knew I loved people. Like I knew I always was a people person. Like I got along with anybody growing up, no matter the color. So I knew, being the coach wasn't going to be a hard thing. You know what I'm saying? So I found something that I could still get along with people with and be around the game and just kind of make an overall impact with it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just something that I love doing, man, and I just kind of let God take over the rest and, just kind of took off with it.
Nah, facts, man. As a player, you were always like talkative. You was always uplifting everybody. You always worked hard every day in practice, so nah, definitely. And I'm already knowing. You always talked on that back line, on that zone too. Nah, for sure. For sure.
On the coaching aspect, man, I wanted to ask you because I did my first year of coaching previously for college, but it still kind of feel weird being young, like especially like walking to the room with like the older guys and stuff. Like, how was that transition for you? Because I know it just took me a couple like reps and a while to be like, okay, yeah, I belong in this field, like even though I'm younger. So like, how was that for you being in the room with these older guys and stuff like that?
Man, that's real, bro. It's still a level of like, wow, these guys my age, or these guys 5 years younger than me, or these guys, you know what I'm saying? These guys older than me. It's still kind of
Yeah,
like be that moment, man. But for me, it's just really just confident, like confident that I know what I'm doing, that I know I'm doing what God want me to do, and that helps me. Like real story, like that helps me kind of be able to coach, with that level. And another thing, bro, that I feel young coaches we got an advantage of that a lot of older seasoned guys don't is relatability. Like
yeah,
they can't
yeah.
relate
That's
to
a
them how
fact.
we can. You know what I'm saying? So that's something with me that I just try as much as I can to try to relate, relate to the guys as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? And that honestly, the way the world going now, if you can't relate to your players, you can't coach your players.
Yeah,
Nah, facts.
So
yeah,
that has helped me as a young coach kind of find early success.
for
So,
sure.
Rick, you talked about faith and God a lot, on your journey. Where does that sense of faith come from?
Man, it coming from literally being at the bottom. Like when you talk about the bottom of the bottom, I felt that. Like I remember growing up in the Ville, having to walk to practice. I remember a few times Jalen used to drop me off home after practice. Like,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like I remember just being at the bottom. I remember, trying to figure out where my next meal was gonna come from, or seeing, to see my mama cry, trying to figure out how she was gonna pay a bill. So, just going through those situations, it'll either make you or break you. You know what I'm saying? unfortunately, I'm blessed and thankful enough. I was on the make you side. You know, it made me a man. It made me humble. It made me really feel like what having nothing felt like. You know what I'm saying? So
Nah,
why I
for
had to do
sure.
that, I grew. I had to grow.
Nah, man, that's what's up. That's a good message, dog. And I'm glad to see that you are where you are now. I watched you put the work in. We played rec against each other,
Yeah.
played rec together, played middle school together, high school. So it's glad to see where you are now, bro. All the work you put in. That's what's up.
Bro,
Yeah.
I ain't never beat Kobe in rec ball.
Man, rec ball. You just have to be more athletic than a lot of people. That's all you had to do.
Hey, you still got a good relationship with Coach Sims, bro? It seems like y'all used to always y'all had that good relationship at
every
school.
every every night, coach called me, bro.
That's
Every
that's
six
crazy.
every night. I just got the
That's
phone coach
real.
every night. Coach called.
That's love, man.
So what's been the from the coaching stops that you had so far? What's been the most challenging spot that you've been in so far as your coaching gigs? It can include high school, AAU, middle school.
I almost definitely say AAU was the toughest, only
So what?
because you dealing with different people with different motives from across the world. Everybody
Mhm.
not in it for the kids. Everybody not in it to help the kids. Some people in it for
Yeah,
themselves. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, and you got sponsor teams, you got independent teams. We weren't never sponsored. We was always independent. So now you got to put on top of that raising money, finding out how the next kid gonna get a ride to the game, paying for tournaments, paying for uniforms. Just and then on top of that, you dealing with ungrateful parents sometimes, ungrateful kids sometimes, and you doing all of this stuff for free. You know, so I most definitely say like that's why I didn't do the AAU this year, man. I most definitely say like that's most definitely one of the toughest spots I ever been in. Just been the AAU coach, and I give flowers to the guys that do AAU because that ain't easy, bro.
Yeah.
So talking about AAU, Team 803. When you started your AAU program, what went into that? What made you decide to do it?
Well, I always felt like I was a leader. Like I had a hard time following the wrong thing. If I know it wrong ain't right, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I didn't want to like growing up in Camden, it teaches you a lot of things. It teaches you a lot of good things. It teaches you a lot of bad things. It teaches you things to do, things not to do. And I grew up seeing people like Willa the Bowles, Jalen Dad do AAU, did it the right way. Coach some of the best guys, coach some of Trey Hannibal, Clyde Trapp, like all of them guys came through his program. You know what I'm saying? And you growing up, you see that and you like, yo, what is AAU? What is that? So,
Wow.
he was most definitely like a major inspiration. You just know doing that, and I always knew if I could run an AAU team, an independent AAU team, I could run a high school team. Like, because AAU, you know what I'm saying? So that just had a lot to do with it. Like, I knew my ultimate goal was I wanted to be a varsity coach, but I knew I had to start some way. And for me, AAU taught
Yeah.
me like the admin side of basketball, the business side of basketball, the networking side of basketball that, just jumping straight into being a coach wouldn't necessarily have taught you. Wouldn't necessarily have taught me.
So man, going back to you like with them AAU days, it's from a playing aspect, man. It might be different now because you say everybody got the motives is different, man. But it used to be real brotherhoods. Like I still talk to our team, like all the guys that you name, like we still got a connection to this day from
Yeah.
those times, man. So that's the best part about being in that AAU ball, man. So, but I want to ask you, what's your take on like how Camden sports is today as far as you thinking we getting enough exposure, or like what do you suggest for Camden athletes or Camden high school athletes to like get that to take that next level? What do you see the game?
Well, to get exposure, you got to get exposed. I think if I'm gonna be real and really drop some gem, I really feel kids got to be comfortable with failing. Like our kids in Camden, they want to be handcuffed. They don't want to get out there and fail. They don't want to get out there and see the best. They want to admire the best, be with the best. And I think
Hmm.
a lot of times success, just knowing the feeling in your mind of like I can be successful, that scares a lot of our kids in Camden. And my time at the middle school, that was something I really wanted to plant to those guys. Like yo, don't just want to take a picture with this guy or don't just want to repost this guy. Be inspired by this guy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of taking a picture, ask questions. Hey, how did you do this? How did you do that? Who did you connect with? Who did you talk to? You know? And that was something with me that I realized early. I always did that. Like, I used to go to games. I'd never forget going to a Hartsville game and seeing Trey Hannibal, you know, taking a picture with him. I got a picture with bro. I'll never forget that. And asking him, like, yo, what you did to get like this? You know? And I think our kids just don't just think Camden. They got to think outside of Camden.
Yeah.
And shout out to Coach Remph. I think Coach Remph has done a great job getting that football culture to think beyond Kershaw County.
I'm gonna add on to that. But I think that what you said, that's absolutely true. 'Cause speaking for me personally, for football, I could have been. I didn't go to a lot of camps in high school because I didn't know how I would match up well with those other athletes around different places that's getting ranked and stuff like that. And like being from Camden, it's like you haven't seen too many people really go big level from here. So it's like it's not really a thought in your mind. So in school, it was just like I'm more playing for fun instead of taking it like, okay, I can really go to a professional level. And it wasn't until Coach Remph and Coach Chapman got there for football when Coach Chapman was like, you can really play college ball if you take it serious. So it's like, I just think that's what we need, just the people telling them the right things, man. Kids hearing the right things, motivation, and the coaches that actually believe that they can take it to the next level.
Can I add to that?
Nah, definitely. Go ahead, Reed.
It's so many people that never did it, telling people how to do it.
Say it again.
So many people that never did it, telling people how to do it.
All right, we back.
But yeah, man, Reed, going back to that, like I was saying, what made me change my perspective is when Coach Remph and Coach Chapman came in. Like, Coach Chapman was one of those coaches that was telling, like, you can really go to the next level, man, if you stay focused or you take it serious and stuff. And so, like, that's when I actually started believing. So that was my point while asking you that question, because I think even working with the middle school kids this past couple weeks with the football, like, they just need coaches that really believe that they can take it to the next level and hold them accountable, and they can be something.
Yeah. I do want to add to that. And I think the biggest thing is it's so many people that never did it telling these kids stuff.
Yeah.
And the people that did it aren't telling them nothing.
Yeah, that's a fact, too.
That's a lot. You know, that's a lot, you know.
Reek, do you think a lot of this is also because of like social media and stuff too? Like parents are pushing kids because of image, because of NIL deals these days to try to, you know, get the money in their pockets for themselves?
I'm going to make all of my parents who watching this uncomfortable with this statement I'm about to say. And I'm okay with that because I want to challenge you. I want to inspire people tonight after they watch this. I think parents got to stop living their dreams through their kids.
Elaborate on that.
You have made your son and daughter uncoachable because you want them to do something that you didn't do. They don't really want to be great, but you want them to be great so bad because of your dreams didn't work.
Nah, for sure. Nah, I do agree. There's kids out here not playing for the right reasons, definitely playing because it's like their parents' dream. You know, they might have a legacy. You got to uphold the legacy, something you don't even want to do. It's a lot of pressure put on kids these days, I will say, too.
What I want to also ask you, how you feel about, man, the NIL as far as, like, is it affecting these? Is it helping the kids in a good way? You think it's all positives, or you think there's some negatives coming with these kids? Because, you know, ain't no loyalty no more. And with these schools, man, these kids, sometimes they leave in positions where they can get great development just for a bigger bag, and it might not. You might get short-term more money, but, like, you done hurt your development. So how you feel about NIL?
I like it, but I don't like it. I don't like it, but I do like it. It's almost like mixed feelings. I think it's a pro to it. I think the pros is kids deserve what they deserve. Like some kids, sports is their only way out. You know?
Yeah.
And I don't think it just teach money. I think it teaches kids another element of life, how to handle business, how to carry yourself when you're meeting with somebody that want to give you a sponsorship, want to give you a deal. The cons of it is now everybody chasing money. So now the question is, do you love the game or you love the money? And if you love the money, you always going to chase money. You always going to leave. So I think it can be both. I think the NIL deal, it's abusive only when people abuse it.
Yeah, man. What you said about kids chasing money and doing it just for the money, I think if you like keep the main thing, the money's gonna come, everything else is gonna come with it. And it's like what you said earlier with like the Camden kids thinking solely on like the Kershaw County area. If you like are only thinking on being the biggest person in the county, you're not thinking big enough. And if you keep working hard, like I said, everything else is gonna follow, like the money, the clout, etc.
That's real.
But Reek, I got a question for you about college recruiting. What happens? So whenever you take kids on your visits, when you're talking to your coaches, what's the process like?
Less about basketball and more about where that kid come from.
Can you elaborate?
Now, yeah, because now you got to think when money get involved in the recruiting. Now you got to money creates problem. It can either create a good problem or a bad problem. So now coaches recruit character even more. Now they really want to know what kind of kid is this? What kind of background did this kid come from? What do I need to know about this kid? You know, and there's always that first, and there's always grades. They always checking grades, and that's something I preach to my kids every day. The importance of just being a student athlete. Like that's another thing too. Like, bro, if you ain't got the grades, you ain't got the grades. Like if you in the school part of it serious. You ain't gonna take the sports side serious in college if you don't take the school side serious in high school. And Jalen, like, you can attest to that. Like, bro, you was at USC. Like, bro, you got practice 6 in the morning, class, weights, lift, film, practice.
For sure.
Class, like, if you don't take high school education serious, you ain't gonna be able to handle college sports. Notice I ain't even say college education. I said college sports. You know, that's what coaches want to know.
That's a fact, man. Because the add-on, because like they even the professional, like they investing in you. Like that's what that money is for, is an investment. So they want to see how you act. You gonna act when you do have it. Like it's got to be somebody that that's trustworthy of it, man. That grades, that's super important, man. That's what I be trying to tell any kids I get to talk to from my journey, man. Is like that's real. Like, you're not going to go nowhere in college without having the right grades, man. You're not going to play. I'm telling you now. They looking at that. The school got to hold a certain standard, and they're not going to put nobody but a program, man. You got to be a student athlete and treat it like a business for real.
All right, Reek, so I know we've been talking a little bit about your coaching journey so far, but I want to take it back to your first stop, man. So can you let the people know what's the junior college you coached at?
Yeah, I coached my first stop was actually straight out of high school. I went to Indiana. People don't probably remember that. But when I graduated, I went to Indiana and coached at a college in Indiana called Oakland City University. Actually, a 4-year school, and it's NAIA. NAIA is
okay. My bad.
Yeah. It's NAIA. You know, so I went there. I did a year there. You know, then I came back home. A lot of people don't know this either. I coached at North Central for a little while. A lot of people don't know that I coached at North Central for a little while, and then I ended up at Voorhees. And that Voorhees job kind of opened up more doors from there.
But how was your first stop in Oakland? What was that experience like, you know, moving far away from Camden, a small town, being by yourself, focused a lot on basketball? What was that like for you?
Man, it's one of the best decisions I ever made, literally. Like, it made a man out of me. Like, getting away from Camden. Like, if I needed something, my family was 12, 13 hours away. Like, it shaped my mind. It made me mentally stable. It made me emotionally stable. Like, take the basketball side of it out, like, it made me a man. It made me less dependent on people, and I had to really figure out how to figure life out on my own. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it was cold down there, real cold. That wasn't different. It's cold now down there, you know. It was real cold down there. You know, but the basketball side of it, it exposed me to the world of basketball, traveling. Like, I met John Calipari, I met Tubby Smith, I met Lamont Paris. So Lamont, before he was at South Carolina, he was at Tennessee Chattanooga. You know what I'm saying? So I got Lamont phone number right now, you know what I'm saying? Here and there, I hit him up like last year. Like, he gave our middle school team some tickets to a game. We went to a game, you know what I'm saying? Always looking out. So just have, you know, I met him from being in Indiana. So if I never went to Indiana, you know, the Lord would never open up those doors, you know what I'm saying, to meet all these big time coaches. So that was most definitely a humbling, uh, fun experience.
Have you had any doubts in your journey? Like this whole, you ever had any doubts of what you're doing? Is it, if it was like working in your favor or something like that?
Hey, bro, I would be a liar if I sit here and tell y'all I don't have doubt. Like I still doubt. But the good thing about it is my mind. I feel like I've developed such a resilient mind over the years to where now I understand doubt comes from the work you put in. A lot of people who put a lot of work in, they still doubt themselves. And a lot of people who don't put work in, they got a cocky spirit on them. It's like, bro, you ain't even really putting work in. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really working. You faking working, but you ain't really putting work in. You know what I'm saying? So with me, I'm at a point now where like when I doubt myself, I got these affirmations. Always, the first thing I do is pray, of course, but I always go back and look at like my track record. Like I go back and look at pictures. I go back and look at the kids, you know, lives I impact. I go back and look at messages from kids texting me, telling me, you know, how much I mean to them or how much, you know, playing under me mean. I go back and just look at, you know, hard from AAU, then going to college, then now going to the middle school, then now being the head varsity coach. You know, so just having full gratitude of those moments, it helps me when them doubt, you know, when those thoughts of doubt come. Like, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, the most trying I was in is from when I left Camden to now. Like, I'm going in the middle of nowhere. I don't know nobody down here. Like, literally know nobody. So the thoughts that come to my head, if I can be transparent, I'm like, yo, did I make the right move? Like, is this really where I'm supposed to be? Like, just doubt, you know what I'm saying? I understand now, like, doubt comes from the enemy. So if he can't doubt you, he can't distract you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just always trying to go back and look at pictures, look at messages, just look at things that's going to bring positive affirmation to me. You know what I'm saying? And it always helped me remember, you know, that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, you know, when the doubt, because doubt comes to everybody. But the problem ain't the doubt. You know, the problem ain't the doubt. The problem becomes when we begin to live in our doubt. So just learning how to speak against those thoughts when they come and learn how to, like, control it, you know, that has helped me. You know, like, I can tell y'all so many times, I'm like, man, I'm about to quit. Like, I ain't coaching. Like, I ain't making no impact. These kids ain't really listening. Then, boom, when I start living in those doubts, the wrong thing, I get a message. Like, hey, coach, to let you know, like, I appreciate you. You know, so just small moments like that, man, just really being appreciative helps me kind of, like, change my perspective from them doubts. You know what I'm saying? But it come, bro. I can be real, it come.
For sure.
Nah, bro, I definitely agree, man. Like, when I doubt myself sometimes, I definitely think back to, like, things I've done in life, like the good I've done, accomplishments I've had, just, like, good moments in life that show that, like, you know, you on the right track and, you know, everything's going to be all right. So I fully understand, man. It's like playing a little highlight tape in your head. Yeah, get your best moments off to kind of build yourself back up. But I definitely get it, Reed.
Okay, so on the flip side of that, what has been your favorite season, playing or coaching wise? Like most memorable, favorite, fun? Like what's been your best season so far? You feel like?
And I'm JV basketball as a player for sure. Bro,
Come on, man, talk about it.
What was your player comp? What was your player comps, bro?
Bro, we had
Slash
fun,
playmaker.
Bro, we had fun. Like it just was fun. Like I just remember going to practice and just competing with Kobe and them every day, going at them boys, and like if anybody know Kobe, they know Kobe was always quiet.
Nah, I was chilling, bro. I had the laid back personality.
But Kobe was like that bear you don't want to poke, and I used to intentionally try to poke that bear. Just like, yo, to get him to turn up. He essentially trying to
Y'all
poke
had
that
Coach
bear,
Cook
like,
too for Jerry, or who was it?
Yeah, we had Coach Cook, bro.
Yeah, he kicked us out of practice a couple times.
Bro, man, one time he kicked us out of practice like 10 minutes in. Boys missing layups.
Yeah. Reed, you ever had any experience like that with your players, bro? You got to kick them boys out. They bullshit.
Man, I kick them out. I kick them out really more so when it comes to the playoff time. I try not to do it as much in the middle of the season, but when it get to like crunch time, let me tell you like this. If you had a bad game or a bad practice, and you come back the next day still on that, I'm kick you out of practice because you ain't locked in. Like you ain't locked in, so you don't want to be here
Yeah.
anyway. So you might as well leave. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? So, but I try not to kick them out because now the way we used to get coached, I realize you can't coach kids like that now. All right, if a lot of these kids now had Coach Cook, they wouldn't have made it, bro. They wouldn't have made it.
They would have quit. They would have quit. A couple people quit on us. We had like 8 people to finish the
Hey,
season.
people. Hey,
It would have been over.
it would have been over. So, but as a coach,
Can you talk about that more?
About which part?
Can you talk about more about how kids today can't be coached the same way that we were coached, like, a couple years ago? Like, can you elaborate on that?
I'm going to be real. I think it starts from kids just don't do enough active stuff no more. Like, they always on the phone, always on the game. Like, it used to be a level of balance we had back then. Like, we may used to hang out, we may used to play the game, but, dog, we took care of business first. Like, kids now, bro, not all of them. There's some great kids out here. And even the ones that ain't necessarily where I believe they can be at, they're not bad kids. It's just not everybody values priorities no more, And I think that has became a problem in the coaching world because now you got an expectation of something you ain't even putting in work for.
Mm-hmm.
So now that has become the biggest issue just in the sports thing because now not only does the kid have that expectation, now the families have that expectation. Oh, my son's supposed to play 20 minutes. My son's supposed to start. He ain't supposed to come off the bench. And a lot of that problem is entitlement has risen, And something in my program, any team I ever coach, even with my coaches, like, it's a no entitlement zone. Like, I don't owe you nothing. You don't owe me nothing. Like, we got to work. Like, work, And I think that's the biggest problem, Cole, just in the sports world now.
What's some of your goals? It don't necessarily have to be with Mcbee right now, but as far as your career, like, I know some people like to keep it quiet and just let things happen, but like if you could share, like, what's some goals that you have for yourself that you want to see within the next couple of years or whatever?
Really, I wanna be a D1 coach. That's always been a goal of mine too. That's always in my back pocket. You know what I'm saying? Going to be a D1 coach. Then go up to be a head coach. But the main big goal, man, is I wanna get to the league, like the NBA, and coach on the high. I wanna coach on the highest level, man. That's always been a goal of mine, a dream of mine. So I wanna be able to, coach in the NBA. Rather if it's for one day, I just want to experience. Like I just want to experience. Like how people play to get pro. I coach. Like I just want to experience it. Yeah.
I think you off to a good head start, like I said, because you started off getting your experience while you was in high school. Then, so by the time you get to that age, they gonna look at your resume like, dang, 20 years coach, 15 years coaching, like, damn.
Yeah.
So I definitely think like all these styles, whatever, those doubts, man, all them years gonna add up, man. When you put them on that paper, that resume, and they see that you done been in different environments, opportunities gonna keep popping. You gonna keep shaking the right hands, man. Keep getting in the right buildings, man. Especially in our industry, that sport industry, man. Already, but it's just about the hands you shake.
Congratulations,
bruh. It ain't about what you know. It's about who you know.
For sure.
Yo, Rick, you said you want to be a D1 coach. You want to be an NBA coach. Oh my God, time out.
Damn.
And you mentioned you having D1 coaching aspirations, NBA coaching aspirations. Are there any like teams that you fans of? Any players? Let us know.
Man, well, I always wanted to coach LeBron. Kobe, and you know how big of a LeBron fan I always was. I always wanted to be with LeBron, but unfortunately he might be gone by the time I get in. So if I could just get my hand on Bronny or Bryce, I'll be all right.
What you think Bronny gonna be in the league?
I was about to ask you how you feel about his game, man. He get a lot of slander and stuff like that.
And this ain't just me saying this because I love LeBron. I think Bronny, when I look at development, I don't look at what a player is now. I look at what they can be. And I think a lot of people get so caught in the right now. The Lakers didn't draft Bronny to be effective right now. They
Not at the
drafted Bronny
55th pick.
to be effective. Yeah, like they drafted him to develop him and to be effective for the years down the road. I think he's going to be a hell of a player. Like if you look at last year's summer league to now, you see a way jump in his game.
Plus, you see his G League development too. He was killing. It's all about the confidence and getting them reps.
He went crazy in the G League.
Facts, bro. Like, I defend Bronny a lot. And people really try to downplay the fact that this man just had like a heart attack, like, which is crazy. How are we acting like bro didn't just have a heart attack? And how are we acting like he wasn't a McDonald's All-American? Like, what are we really talking about? Like, I don't get the slander. I know it's because he's LeBron's son and he might not be 6'8", 250, but bro can really hoop like you said.
Rick, when you study the game, man, you like to watch college more, NBA more, high school coaching. Like, what level do you like to watch when you consider studying the game?
This might sound crazy. But I don't watch the NBA into the playoffs.
Okay.
No, that's fair.
I think the NBA is horrible in the regular season. And I think it's so much bad basketball being played, I don't watch it until the playoffs. Now, I do, like y'all know me, so y'all know I got a lot of old school in me. I can't help that. I've been raised by my grandparents, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of old school.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I watch like Houston with Kevin Sampson. They coach, I love him. You know what I'm saying? I love him. I study him a lot. Like if you were on my TV, YouTube, my search history, all you see is Kevin Sampson. I study him a lot. I study what he does well. I study just like how he coaches. He plays chess. He don't play checkers. You know what I'm saying? So I watch him a lot of just how he's built the program, you know, and he's done what I want to do. You know, like he's coached in the NBA. He's coached at the varsity level. He's built successful college programs, you know, culture, you know. So I watch a lot of that. And honestly, Jalen, to your question, I just watch a lot of basketball. Like I go to like a lot of high school games around the state and watch a lot of the good teams. You know, like I go to a lot of, I'm always in Columbia. You know, that's good basketball over there. You know, I watch the Keenans, the Ridgeviews, the Blythewoods. You know, I'm at those games. You know, I've built relationships with those coaches to figure out what they have done to get their program to that level, you know, and watching a lot of those games. So, you know, just a lot of specific coaches, you know what I'm saying, at college they know that's like me. You know, I was a defensive player, so I like, you know, the coaches that got defensive systems like Bruce Pearl, you know, him. I love him. You know what I'm saying? So just stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Coaches like that.
With the high school teams, what things do you look for as far as like football? Can I look at their alignments or something like that? Like for basketball, what are the kind of the things that you look for like in those games when you watch those high school games specifically?
Well, I look for, do they play together? I think a good coach can get his guys to buy in and play together. I look for that. I look for really just because basketball and football is all universal. People just coach things differently, just like different terminology. You know what I'm saying? It's either you know what you're talking about or you don't. You know what I'm saying? And I think basketball and football is just one of those things where it's super universal. So I just look for like, you know, for me, I coach a lot of like, you know, no middle defense. So I go watch and see Zach Norris, right? We all know Keenan, what they known for, defense. You know what I'm saying? And so I just go to a lot of games and see how do Zach teach his closeout. You know, some coaches say close out with left hand up, right hand down. Some say close out with two hands. So I just go look at, you know, like not really so much of what they do, but I go look at the fundamentals of what they do. You know, how, you know, things that everybody should do to win, like boxing out. How do Zach teach box out? You know, or how do Coach Staley for Ridgeview, you know, teach us, you know, sprinting the help? You know, so I just go look at, you know, different little fundamental pieces that I think every basketball team do, but just coach it differently. So I always just go look at it and say, all right, not really take how they coach, but take a tool from what they coach and add it to my tool. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
On the offensive end of things, though, are you like more detailed with the X's and the O's and how your team runs their offense, or do you run more of like a free flow type of offense? You know how we had like the cutters, the go touch the paint, motion offense, yeah. things of that nature.
Well, me, I ain't gonna drop too much of my nuggets on here because some coaches.
Oh no, you don't gotta do nothing too crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, man. I play a lot of. I like a lot of ball screen stuff. So if you come, I do a lot of ball screen stuff. I like to find mismatches. I'm a balanced type guy. So and I want my bucket getters to get buckets. No matter if you the 5 guy, the 4 guy, the 3, I don't care. If you can get a bucket, I want to put you in a position to score. So
Nice,
I'm
I
not
like to
really
hear.
I don't really run sets the whole game. I try to teach concepts. What's the easiest way to put you in a position to score? You know what I'm saying? So I do different things out of I do a lot of flex ball screen stuff. Like a lot of people don't see stuff like that. Like you see a lot of ball screens from the 3-point line, today's game. I'll run a flex and tell my guy who come off that flex screen to hold it at the elbow instead of screen on the elbow. So I just do a lot
That's
of
that
different
college
ball
stuff.
screens. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I do a lot of different ball screen stuff, to kind of get our guys scoring. But I'm a balanced guy, I believe in, however we can win the game. So if I don't, I'm a balance, I like, if I got a big and he's a traditional big and he is not really a modern day big today, bro, be great at that. Figure out how to get you the ball. So I'm a mid-range first type of coach. If you come, I want to shoot more mid-ranges in the game than threes. I want to shoot threes, don't get me wrong, but I want to put up more mid-ranges than threes, in the game.
Man, let the kids know what's the best 3 in the game. What's the most efficient 3?
Inside-out 3.
Come on, man. Let them know what that is.
When the ball comes from the inside of the paint, when you get the ball in the paint, most of the defense is doing what? They going to the paint. So if you're a shooter, I call it lock and loaded. So I got a terminology where I say, yo, shooters always stay loaded. Like you ain't finna break in somebody's house and not be you better be ready. So if you're if you're a shooter, always stay loaded. So I always tell my shooters on the team, be ready. And I teach my bigs how to pass out the post. See, a lot of time is why a lot of kids don't pass to the post no more. 1, they don't know how to pass to the post. 2, the bigs don't know what to do when they get the ball in the post.
So that's facts.
I try to teach my team, always be inside, outside. That's the most wide open 3 you can get, Most wide open 3 you can get is an inside, outside look. I don't care what nobody say. That's the most wide open you get is when that ball goes to that post, then they come back to the outside.
Hey, Rick, my last question for you, man. I had to save it, man. So big one. Look, getting back on the spiritual side of things, man. So in the world right now, man, with just like you said, social media, so much like temptations and stuff for to do the wrong things, for lustful, whatever, stuff like that, man. What's your advice to anybody that is not fully convicted to the way of what you can say God or whatever, not fully convinced or things like that? Because there's so many lies going on in this world. People don't know what to believe. So what's your advice to help some kids find their ways to the right path?
Hey, make this a real. This part right here, make this a real.
Gotcha.
Out of everything I said, this is the most important thing I'm going to say. What good is it to gain the world and lose your soul? What good is it to get worldly success but get heavily denial from your Father above? That's the biggest advice I can give you. And that's not always easy. If I can be real, it ain't easy being trying to doing the right thing ain't easy. And I just call it faith and faith. And it ain't always easy following God. But I think the biggest thing is people got to realize is following God doesn't mean to be perfect. It means every single day, all I can do is the best I can do, And if you ever come around my basketball team, I preach God a lot. And I'm not forcing it on them, but I'm going to talk about it. He's going to be the center of our program. You know what I'm saying? And I just always try to remind them of that. Every single day, God give us the opportunity when He wakes us up in the morning. What will we do with that opportunity? Will we treat every second of the day like it's a God-given second? And that's the type of mentality I try to carry with me, and that's and that helps me. But man, I ain't gonna sit here and tell y'all it's easy. Heck no, because with more responsibility comes more attack. So the more I rise in the coaching profession, the more the devil come at me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just try to stay locked in with myself, locked in with God, locked in with myself, and locked in around good people. Like, yo, it's a saying you can't do nothing good by yourself. Man, that's so true. That's so true. And I just try to stay locked in with good people, man, so I can, just always having somebody to hold you accountable. Man, that's key, man. That's so key. So I just try to stay like that. And just small things like, Jalen, like, when I think I saw you, I don't know where I see you at, but, bro, like-minded people that do what you do. Like, bro, you coach at the college level. So when I see you, I can't remember where I see you at. I see you some way, or I see you at Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
I see you at Planet Fitness. Yeah, and I was actually like, bro, tell me about your experience. Like, tell me what you know what I'm saying? And just, like, being around like-minded people, always trying to seek knowledge and always staying humble. Like, that helps me, man. Always doing that.
Reek, I got one more question for you, man. I want to talk about Hoops for Hearts Classic. Can you let the people know what that about? I see we got a couple colleges in there that's going to show up. Francis Marion, Anderson, Erskine, Coker, Claflin, Voorhees alum right here, Catawba, and Columbia. Can you let the people know what that's about? Can you give us any sneak preview, any teams that might be in there?
Yeah, I'm going to put this out. Mcbee versus Camden, December 22nd, 7:30 p.m. Hoops for Hearts Classic. Don't meet me there, be me there. It's Coach Bradford versus Coach Castle. We locked it in today. We're going down.
Oh, my.
It's a family affair.
So that might be our IRL stream code. We might have to go IRL, go get in on it.
Nah, it's going to be a game day type event, bro. They're going to be lit.
So, yeah, it's going to... But nah, man, Hoops for Hearts Classic, man, it was a vision that literally came to me about 2-3 weeks ago. I wanted to bring the Chick-fil-A Classic type vibe to Mcbee. And I wanted to get that going. Didn't want to do like a tournament. Wanted to do more so like a showcase game. Get games people want to see. You know what I'm saying? But get games people want to see. And I also want to make it more so like a charity event too. Because, show the kids is bigger than hoops. So we're going to be doing a lot of toy drives at the game, clothes drives, shoe drives, stuff like that. And just get different teams from across the state, man, and just create a good atmosphere, dog. A good atmosphere, a good friendly atmosphere, man. So we're going to have some smoke. I got some solid teams coming. Lugolf going to be there. Camden High going to be there. Crestwood going to be there. Lakewood going to be there. Bro, we going to be the only 1A school there. Like, it's going to be some... Yeah, it's going to be some tough competition there, man. So I'll give y'all a matchup. We're going to have Camden Mcbee that night, that Monday night. My boy Sterling hit me up today. We locked the game in. That's going to be a good one. Super excited. 2 Camden alumni, 1 on the other side now. I think the gym going to pack out for that game. I'm super excited about that. Just so the state, like I told Sterling earlier, this game is bigger than basketball. Like, this game is bigger than basketball. Like, it's really showing Camden, man, just two young men from their town coaching on a varsity level versus each other. Like, and that's the type of atmosphere I want this event to be, not only this year, but next year. And I want to also I don't want the best of the best teams. I want teams that get overlooked but got talent on it. You know what I'm saying? And it just help them get recruited, help college coaches come to see them. So, man, it's going to be fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be real fun. And I think I'm looking more forward to it now, too, because I get to play versus Camden. So, that's going to be pretty fun.
Nah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
But, man, hey, fellas, it's been real. Appreciate y'all boys for tapping back in with us. We know it's been a minute, but it's your host, Kobe Boykin. My co-host, Jalen Dub, the Bows. And our guy with us, man, Zyrique Bradford, coach of the Mcbee Panthers, man. Hey, appreciate y'all boys. It's the Real Cannon Podcast. We out.